welcome to this Photoshop tutorial. I think you might enjoy it. It's a fuzzy, furry text fun. Here we go. Alright, we're going to close this. We're going to open a new file. What you're going to do is you're going to set the width of that to 7 inches, a height of 4 inches, resolution 300, RGB color white for your background, and create. Alrighty, now we're going to hit the T on your keyboard to get your text tool. Then we're going to go right up in here and we're going to change the font to Impact. Just go right up here to my top here. Impact. Alright, and then we're going to change the size of that to 100 points. Then we're going to make sure our color is black for the text. We're going to go over here to our character panel. We are going to adjust the tracking. We're going to turn that up to 100. Then we're going to change our horizontal spacing to 200%. So just select that and hit a little 2 right there. Alright, and we are on our way. Now what we're going to do is hit the text tool right in the center right there. And we're going to type the word fur in all caps. F-U-R. Alright, hit the check mark. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to hit Control A. That's to select everything, Control A. And then what we're going to do is go to our move tool right here. And we're going to choose this little knob up here to align the center this way and this way. Now that we've got a nice straight text, we hit Control D to deselect. And then moving right along. Now we're going to go to File, Place Embedded, and you're gonna get the fur picture titled fur, and you're gonna place that. You do Alt and Shift and then grab the corner and drag. Alt, Shift, and drag the corners to size it from the center. You want to make sure that you have fur going over the edges, so you want it to be just a little bit, over the edges there. Not too crazy, but that's good. Hit the check mark, and we're done with that. So then we're going to double click on that word fur there. We're going to change that layer to texture. Okay, first of all, make sure that your foreground color is set to white and your background color is black. Then what you're going to do, you're going to hold down the Control key and you're going to click right in here on the text. Make sure you got the texture layer selected. You got the dancing ants, and you're going to hit the clipping mask. There you go, you're all done. Just kidding. So, what we do now is, let me select our brush tool by hitting the B on your keyboard. And then we're going to go up here to this little thing, and we're going to go in here. What you're going to do is you're going to go into your little gear over here, and you're going to click that, and you're going to choose DP brushes, and then you're going to hit append when that loads. And then you're going to go down to the very bottom. You're going to scroll your screen all the way down to the bottom. You're going to select the second brush from the last. And then we're going to snap out of there. We're going to go on over here to Window. And we're going to pull up our brush menu. Alright. Now, when you're in the brush tip shape, the very top one, make sure you click on that and highlight that. Okay, now the size of this is going to be 60 pixels. So we'll just select that and type 60 pixels. Okay, and then spacing is going to be 22%. And then we're going to click on shape dynamics. And then we're going to change the size jitter to 100. Just pull that all the way up. Make sure our minimum diameter is at 0. Angle jitter should be at 60. So let's change that to 60. And then make sure your control for that is set to direction. And then roundness jitter is going to be 100% all the way up. And the control for that is going to be rotation. Alright, the minimum roundness, we want to take that all the way down to 1. And you can close that. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the fur layer, select that, you're going to right click on that. And you're going to go create work path. Okay, and then you're going to hit your P on your keyboard for the pen tool. Click on texture, make sure you're in the layer mask, and you're going to right click on the actual word. You're going to choose stroke path, which is right here. Stroke path, okay. For the tool selection, make sure it says brush, in this little window. You can pull it down, make sure you're on brush. And then you want to make sure that simulate pressure is checked. Alright, and then hit OK. And look at that, we're done. Just a little. You're going to hit the brush tool, which is B on your keyboard. Okay, and then you're going to hit enter several times until you think it looks good. I'm going to say about there looks good to me. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hit the P again to go back to our pen tool. And we are going to right click on the word again. And we're going to delete that path. Just get rid of those little lines there. Then what we're going to do is go on to the texture layer. Here, we're going to double click on that to bring up our FX panel. One of these days, maybe. There it is. Alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the inner shadow. Just click right there on the inner shadow so that it's selected. We're going to change the blend mode to linear burn. Right there. Then you're going to change the opacity to 100%. We're going to click off this little use global light, and we're going to change that from regular 90 to negative 90. So just hit the minus there. Okay, and then we want a distance of 0 and a choke of 0, so just pull those both down. And then for the size, we want 43. Make sure it's black. And then you want to go to satin. Find satin and click on that. Then you want to go to the blend mode over here and you want to change that to overlay. Okay. We want that color to be white. So we're just going to select our white right there. We're going to change the opacity to 46. Okay, now distance we want 250. So just pull it all the way up. Same thing with size, pull it all the way up. And just hit OK. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer using the layer icon down here. There you go. We are going to name that new layer Shadows. So double click on the word and type Shadows. Alright, now that we've got that, we are going to choose our elliptical tool, your marquee here. And you're going to create a circle. We are on that new layer, make sure. So anyways, you're going to create a circle that is small and flat, but it's a little bit wider than the actual letter itself. Make sure you've got your black for your background, and you're going to hit Control Backspace. And let me just move that up just a little bit here. Maybe make it, you just kind of want it around it there like that. Alright, perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing with the elliptical tool. We're going to create another circle like that. And we're going to, it doesn't really matter, you don't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that it's just slightly bigger than the letter itself, and on top of it just a little bit. So Control Backspace. Alright, then we're going to hit Control D to deselect. Then we're going to go right up here to our filters panel, and we're going to go to Blur, Gaussian Blur, and we are going to change the Gaussian Blur to 15. So type in 15. Perfect. And then hit OK. Now, we're going to do that again, but a little bit different. We're going to choose with our elliptical tool, we're just going to do where the parts are actually touching the ground right there. We're going to do the same thing, Control Backspace. And just get my elliptical tool here. Just where it's touching the ground, you just really want to make that part right here, just where the R is just touching there. Alright, Control D to deselect. Then we're going to do that same thing. We're going to go up to Filter, we're going to choose Blur, Gaussian Blur, and we're going to take that down to 14 this time. So just change that to 14, then hit OK. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to drag the shadows layer down below the fur layer. Okay, so it's just right below that. Okay, then we're going to click on the background layer, and we're going to just delete it. Delete that layer. Alright, now we're going to go to File, Place, Embedded. File, Place, Embedded. This time we are going to choose the back image called back. Hit Place. And then again, you're going to be holding down your Alt and your Shift button to, you want to just pull this out this time. Pull it out to fill the screen. Make sure that's filled on both sides. There you go. Perfect. Check mark. Drag the shadows layer down below the fur layer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the half moon icon down here at the bottom of your layers panel, and we're going to choose gradient. There we go. Now, once you get the gradient, you're going to pull this little arrow down here, and you're going to slide it down, and you'll see a purple and orange one. From purple to orange. We want that one. I know it looks crazy now, but trust me, it'll work. Anyway, then you hit OK. Then, while you got that selected, you're going to go over here to this, and you're going to change that to overlay. Where's the overlay? There it is. And it just kind of makes it pop just a little bit more. And that's it. That's all. We're done. It looks great. And so thank you for watching. Bye.